Welcome to Heart with Martine. Today we are having a very interesting show. First, because it is Christmas time. Merry Christmas to you and your loved ones. Also, because I'm having the pleasure to sit down with not only an awesome trainer, but she's so beautiful and great, Miss Angela Taylor. If you guys remember, she was a guest on Heart to Heart a few months back when her father unfortunately passed away. She's here back again to give us some update of how she's been dealing with the situation and obviously throughout the holidays. And one of my favorite segments, the questions of the week, which I will be gladly answering. So guys, don't forget, I am everywhere. We are everywhere. Facebook, YouTube. You're on YouTube, click the bell below to receive a bi-weekly updates. You have questions, let us know, and I'm going to be glad to answer them. And guys, again, Merry Christmas. And now it is time for my best segment of Heart to Heart, the questions of the week. Let's start with Miss Stella. Stella would like to know, I have been so sad lately. It is my third Christmas and New Year without my husband. How can I find motivation to go to the gym? Stella, first, I'm very sorry to hear about that news. But one thing is, it is honestly a very difficult time. However, motivation sometimes really comes from within. You may want to ask yourself, what do you think that your husband will like in regards of, do you think that he will prefer you to not take care of yourself and kind of be depressed? Or on the contrary, he would like you to live life and continue to take care of yourself and maybe go to the gym and attempt to find some happiness? Hopefully that answer will help you a little bit. And now we're going to go with Mr. Mario. Mario would like to know, I'm looking forward to next year, as I can let everything that happened to me this year behind. What would be your go-to exercises to start the year with a bang? You know, Mario, this is a very good question. I like that. I have a lot of exercises in my head right now, but definitely one of the top three will be burpees, because this is so good for your heart. It's just like, oh my gosh, you're so out of breath when you're doing them. And you can modify them, of course, and add some weights. Push-up, always good, modify them as well. And then some squats, so you can do squats depending where you're at, whether it's with weights. Maybe if you're at the gym, you can put a bar with some weights as well on you. But now, hopefully it helped. And guys, it's time to get back on the other side of the studio. I am here with our awesome trainer, Angela Taylor. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Martine.
So Angela, if you guys remember, was here earlier this year on Heart to Heart because she has lost her father at the time. I was asking her kind of how she was able to deal with the situation. So here today, she is going to give us an update of how it's been. It's been around 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, right? How she's been dealing. How is she able to pass this first Christmas or holidays without her father? And how she's been able to remain super fit, as you guys can see. So let's start. Angela, how you been since last time we talked?
I've been pretty good, Martine. I would say some days are good and some days are bad, honestly. Some days I'm happy and some days I'm not so happy. I mean, the love of my life, my dad, is not here, and I wish he was here. But I'm also happy he's not in pain. The holidays make it difficult, but I also have to rejoice in the lessons that he's taught me and that I can go on.
What do you think is the difference, or what? Well, maybe that's not a proper question. What do you think is making the holidays for yourself, but also for the people who've lost members or loved ones, so difficult? Why is it more difficult during the holidays versus any other time during the year?
Well, for example, I'm an educator, and in school we're off for 2 weeks, so that would be 2 weeks to spend time with my dad, watching A Christmas Story 24 hours a day, or he would cook certain meals, or watching him pop popcorn. And that makes it a little difficult because, once again, I'm not in school. Everything on TV is centered around you and your family and spending time with your family. And I do have family here, but once again, I have one dad. And my one dad, who I have spent so far 45 Christmases with, this will be the first one that I don't have him here. So that's what makes it a little bit difficult.
And, you know, I always wanted to ask you, at any time, do you feel sometimes guilty? And the reason why I'm asking is I know that you're a very hard-working person, and I know you spend a lot of time with your father lived with you, but was there any time that you feel like, man, I wish I would have not done this and be able to spend more time with him?
Definitely, Martine, and that's why I tell people, or I tell a lot of younger people, spend time with your loved ones as if they were not going to be here, because I did not. And then I've looked up and now he's not here, and I've done a lot of, wish I'd done this, wish I'd spent more time. I was on FMLA last year, but should I have been on FMLA 2 years ago? So I would have totally had the freedom 2 years back to spend all the time with him that I needed to. So I just approach it, and from my experience, just share with others that if you have a loved one that's really, really ill, just approach it and spend as much time with them as possible. I spent a lot of time with him, but once again, I didn't think he was going to be gone. I did not think last Christmas was my last Christmas with him, because I definitely would have approached it differently. So of course, I'm human. I'm going to look back and go, gosh, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. What else could we have done? I think my younger sister and I both have gone through that still after 7 months. We still have many discussions about what we feel we could have done or things we could have done differently. But ultimately, he's not in pain, and so I cannot be selfish by wanting him to stay here.
And I know that you've mentioned that you did not expect that it would have been his last Christmas. Your father was ill for quite some time.
Yes.
And although you may have not expected it would have been like so soon, do you think you were in denial?
Yes, I was in denial. My younger sister said I was in denial because I really was like, no, he's not going to be gone. He's lasted this long. He's going to be here forever. And that did help me be positive about the fact that he was sick, but then it's now also hurt me because he's now not here, and I wasn't prepared that he wasn't going to be here. So I've looked up and said, wow, this is my first Christmas without him, whereas I would have approached my Christmas last year a little differently. He makes a favorite family dish, and I would have at least asked him to teach me how to make it. I'm not going to eat it, but at least teach me how to make it. Where now he's not here, so I have to ask my sister and hope that my younger sister, hope she'll have patience with me, or call my cousin who knows how to make it, and they're the only two outside of my dad. But I'm just thinking that would have been something great I could have done with him last year, was have him take the time to show me. Or there's just lots of things we talked about. He has a classic 73 Trans Am. That is my car that we still were going to get fixed up, and one day I'm going to get it driving, and we were able to kind of start getting it worked on, but he wasn't able to sit in the car again. So that is something I really, really wish I'd been more expeditious on, attempting to get that car fixed.
Okay, and you also, one thing, your father was a very, I think, known in the community, like giving back. He was very big into giving back. And during the holidays, he will have the troops, and I don't know exactly which branch, but he will have the troops of the military coming to the house, and for Thanksgiving or maybe for Christmas, either or. I know it's something extremely important to you. How do you think you're going to be able to live on, or let that memory live on?
How I will let it live on is, I did not do it obviously this year. It's Operation Home Cooking, and we do it at Lackland Air Force Base with the basic trainees. Since they're alone at Thanksgiving, they get to actually go out to different families, and you can sign up and you go out, and they just randomly assign you a couple of basic trainees, and they get to stay with you all day, and it's their first time off the base. And how I will go on by doing that is my 16-year-old and I will continue to sign up and have some basic trainees come home with us and take them to the store and let them watch TV, play video games, have a good old time. I took a 1-year break, and we will be back at it again next year, and I've been doing that since I was like 15. And we've made some very great connections with people throughout the years by having them come to my parents' house.
It is such a beautiful act. Like, it is very important, I think, that during the holidays you have so many people who, like you say, were alone, or they have families, but the families are far away. So to be able to connect with other people in town, I think, or in the community, I think it's something very beautiful. But your father was also a very avid, I think, music fan.
Oh, yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, yes, I'm a counselor now, and I was a teacher, and any of my former students or current students will know that I'm all about music because of my dad. So as a teacher, I would have Music Monday, and we would listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, unless a student brought in a different song that I had to listen to. And then as a counselor, I have a boombox in my office, and music is playing all the time, 24/7, when any younger people come in. And at home, I listen to records. I actually have the 33s. For you younger people, that's the circle records, the big circle records. And I have over 80 of them, like originals that my dad has, like Beatles, Chicago, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Aretha, I mean, any main person, he has the record and I have them, and some days I just put them on and dance.
And I was going to say, so do you have days that you feel more prone to play those records?
Yes, I'm more prone to play them when I'm feeling sad or on a day where something reminds me of him and I might start crying. I literally will get right up and go in the kitchen where the record player is and put on a song and start dancing because it puts me back in a more pleasant mood, or I think of pleasant memories of my dad in a faster pace than if I were to stay and cry.
Okay. And what would be the things that you would like to say to people right now, all like you, in this situation? They've lost their father, their mother, their child, or any loved one, and it is their first holiday. What would you like to tell them right now?
What I'd like to tell everyone is keep their memory alive however you have to. You want to keep it positive. It's okay to grieve, but I choose to focus on positive memories, and I think the positive memories will help keep you moving forward, whatever that is. I have a tattoo of my brother on my shoulder blade, and I'm going to be getting one of my parents soon, both of them, and so I talk about that. Or I have a box with both their ashes. They now are together finally, and so I might talk about both my parents being together, but my advice would just be to surround yourself with loved ones. It is okay to grieve, but you still also really want to focus on the positive aspects of their time when they were here with you.
And my other question is, I know your father have installed in you to be a very hard worker, which obviously I can talk on his behalf on that one. I guess I've really seen you work very hard. How have you been able to keep working hard, keep being in great shape, although you're going through all of this right now?
You just have to stay focused. My dad just really had lots of talks with me when I was younger about you just cannot escape hard work. He really just would not tolerate not working hard from the time that I was young. Even at 10, he had me working a little job in one of his stores with Santa Claus, and so I always knew that you needed to work hard. And my dad was a man who worked 3 jobs, so my mom did not have to work. My mom was able to stay home, which I'm very thankful, raise her children, and he didn't say, oh, she needed to go work. He went out and got another job. And so him retiring from 3 jobs and me living at home with them through my early 20s and watching him continue to go from one job to another, never complaining, just saying I really, really need to do it, would explain to a lot of you how I'm able to leave my first job and come here and then still be so happy, because that is something straight from my dad that I've watched him do almost all my life, which is just be a very, very hard worker, and he just says you will always reap the benefit of it.
And my last question will be, what would you tell our viewers right now who they're looking at you, they're like, man, she's so fit, and how can I be like her? Because again, they've lost some people, they've lost some loved ones. They are either starting a fitness journey, or they already been in a fitness journey, but it seems like fitness is not a priority of them at the moment. How would you redirect them that it becomes a priority for them?
I would redirect people by saying, remember, you are living. Like your loved ones are not here, they're in heaven, but you're here on earth living, and you want to continue to live, and you're going to continue to live by being healthy. And so even though it's difficult, reach out and talk to someone and seek out that help. My dad was that person for me, so it was very difficult when I want to stay in bed and cry to get up and come to the gym, but you need to just reach out, get that help, force yourself to do it, because you'll be thankful in the end. Because if you cry and you stay out of shape and you end up going to the hospital or becoming ill, that's not what your loved one would want. They want you to stay here and be alive. They want you to be alive so their memory can stay alive through you, and that will happen by you being the best you that you can be.
Thank you so much, Angela. And guys, you have it. If you are someone who, like Angela, lost somebody this year, or maybe the previous years, stay hopeful. Know that there is better days. Yes, there is sad days, but there's also better days. And yes, it may seem easy for me to say across the camera, but it is the truth. Also, if you are someone who are looking to work out, or you've been working out, and like she mentioned, you kind of push it aside, know that if you surround yourself with good people, with positive people, anything can happen. And with that being said, have a beautiful day. I would like to say thank you so much to Miss Angela Taylor, our awesome trainer here at San Antonio Fit Body Transformation, for a beautiful interview. Thank you to a beautiful makeup artist, Miss Angelique Phelps. And guys, on the behalf of San Antonio Prayer Transformation, I am wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family. And guys, thank you so much for helping me change the world one person at a time.